All right, guys, so we were just playing with destructive filter changes. I want to come back and now work on non-destructive changes. And I want you to take a look at my layers panel. You're going to see that I have already turned my original back on. And I want you to note that there is a difference here between my two images. What I've done is I have converted this layer to be a smart object. This one obviously is not a smart object, okay? And the way to apply that is I'm going to come back to my original layer. I'm going to go to filter, and you'll see you have this option for convert for smart filters, okay? You'll get a pop-up. Yep, I do want to enable my smart filters, so I'll say yes. And you'll see I now have that symbol on top of my picture, okay? That does not undo what I've already done. It does not retroactively make these filters editable. Okay, I'm stuck with what I've done here for the time being. So I'm just going to turn that off, and I'm going to work with my original duck. Okay, my original duck, of course, has no filters applied. And you'll see the difference now as I begin to apply filters. I'll come up to filter, and again, I'll just use one of these down at the bottom to showcase that it does work. I'll go to something like pixelate, and I'll choose crystallize this time. Again, the dialog box is fairly similar to the one I got for whichever one I chose earlier. I'll hit OK. And you'll see, of course, that my duck has been changed, but this has been done non-destructively, okay? The picture itself here in my original layer, it has not been changed. And you'll see I have these little sub filters that are now present. So for instance, I can hide that crystallize effect, okay? I can also double click on crystallize retroactively and say, oh, I really like this look, but I wish I doubled it. I wish it was more dramatic. And I can hit OK and make that change. Okay, so that's one of the huge benefits of working non-destructively with smart filters or non-destructive filters. Okay. The other thing is that these are still layerable. Okay, I can add multiple filters here. I'll do filter. I'll just do another one, distort and maybe pinch. Okay, I'll just hit OK to accept it. And you'll see I have multiple filters now. I can turn one off. I can turn both off. Okay. I can also grab one and bring it up if I want to reorder them to see if they look a little bit different when one is prioritized. And of course, I can turn them all off by just turning off my smart filters. Okay. Now I'm going to just hide both of those filters, and I also want to showcase that this non-destructive change can also be applied using your filter gallery. So I can come in here and let me just choose things that are a little different than I had earlier. Find something else to work with, neon glow. Oh my goodness, that's not looking very good. I'm going to try reordering that a little bit and see if that has any sort of big effect. I will just hide that stamp one for now. I'm not loving that, and I'll just hit OK. Again, you'll see the change has taken place, and you'll see that I now have a filter gallery filter applied, and I can still edit this. I'll just double click filter gallery, and you'll see that it opens up this large dialog box again, so I can continue to edit it if I need to. Okay, so again, big difference between destructive changes and non-destructive changes. So again, I played with the ducky. I'll come over here to Kim for a moment. I'm going to hide these adjustment layers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make her a smart object by going to filter, convert for smart filters. Okay, I can come in now, filter, my filter gallery, and let's see if I like any of these. Can reduce the glow size maybe. Because the thing I really want you to keep in mind as you work with these options is that I want to be able to still see your subject, or at least have a sense of who this was originally. This shouldn't become some weird bloated object that I have no sense of what the thing was. So keep some, remnant of who they were. I'll keep that one, and I'll change this one maybe to underpainting. And maybe I'll reorder these. And that neon glow one is so, so harsh. See if I can bring any of this realism back. I may just have to lose it. I sort of like the look to a certain degree. But if I lose the underpainting, the neon glow works better. So I'm going to keep the neon glow. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And again, you'll see that I have applied a filter in a non-destructive fashion. And yes, I can continue to edit that as need be.